Today, I want to take you on a journey through one of Jesus' most well-known and powerful parables, the parable of the Good Samaritan. It's a story that answers a very human question: who is my neighbor? And more importantly, how should I treat them? The story begins with a lawyer, an expert in the Jewish law, asking Jesus, "What must I do to inherit eternal life?" Jesus, in typical fashion, responds with a question, "What is written in the law?" The lawyer gives a good answer: "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind, and love your neighbor as yourself." Jesus says, "Do this and you will live." But then comes the twist. The lawyer, wanting to justify himself, asks, "And who is my neighbor?" That's where the parable begins. Jesus tells of a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho, a notoriously dangerous road. On the way, the man is attacked by robbers, stripped, beaten, and left for dead. Three people pass by. A priest, a respected religious leader. He sees the man and passes by on the other side. A Levite, a temple worker, someone involved in worship. He too sees the man and walks away. Why? Maybe they were afraid. Maybe they didn't want to be made ritually unclean. Maybe they were just too busy. Whatever the reason, they chose distance over compassion. Then comes the Samaritan. Now, remember, Samaritans were despised by the Jews. There was deep hatred and tension between these groups. If anyone was expected to pass by, it was him. But what does he do? He sees the man and has compassion. He bandages his wounds, puts him on his own donkey, takes him to an inn, and pays for his care, promising to cover any extra expenses when he returns. After the story, Jesus asks the lawyer, "Which of these three do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of robbers?" The lawyer replies, "The one who showed him mercy." Jesus says, "Go and do likewise." Notice what Jesus does here. The lawyer wanted to define who counted as a neighbor, probably to limit his responsibility. But Jesus flips the question. He doesn't define who is a neighbor. He shows what it means to be a neighbor. A neighbor is not defined by proximity, background, race, or religion, but by love and compassion. So what does this mean for us today? We live in a world full of divisions, racial, political, social, economic. It's easy to love those who are like us. It's harder to love those we disagree with, or those we fear, or even those we don't understand. But the parable challenges us to 1. Cross boundaries. The Samaritan crossed a cultural and historical barrier to help someone in need. 2. Take risks. He put himself in danger on that road. 3. Use our resources, time, money, effort, he gave freely. 4. Be interrupted. The Samaritan was likely on a journey of his own, but he let compassion dictate his schedule. In short, it asks us to live with active compassion. And maybe most of all, it reminds us that love is not just a feeling, it's a verb. It's something we do, especially when it's inconvenient.